Good. Time zone internet. I am your humble host, Will, joined as always by my pal, Geoff. This is Design Club. Well, it's kind of Design Club. It's playing Pokemon like a designer, but that's part of Design Club. I don't know what we're officially calling this, but it's here, and you're here watching it, so thank you for being here. Yeah, that's it. Say hi, Geoff.
Hi, Geoff.
There you
Hey,
go.
everybody. I am Geoffrey Zatkin, the studio director of Extra Credit Studios. And more importantly for this, a game designer who's been game designing for more than 25 years now, which is a while. It's designed to break. Oh, yeah. And if you're joining us, you have happily missed Twitch being extra twitchy this morning, which is why Will's a little frazzled because
That's correct.
18 different things seem to have broken all at the same time, but we are still supportive of the small indie company that is Twitch.
Yeah, right.
And their efforts to bring streaming to the masses.
Right, yeah. Small indie company, small budget, certainly no parent company that could throw them a bone on hosting or design costs. No, definitely not. So, we won't have terribly much ado before we get into it. So today we're gonna be playing Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. I want to thank everyone, if you're watching this, for all of the great comments on the last episode, some of which we'll be talking about sort of indirectly. As we make our way to Eterna City. One of the things that I wanted to tell you and Geoff is that I've heard you about taking our time and going the wrong way. Geoff, I've been too efficient.
Okay.
Lots of people have asked that we take a little longer and go the wrong way more often, because the wrong way in Pokemon is often the right way. Houses contain items or trades that you can catch a wild Pokemon and get a Pokemon you couldn't normally catch. There's interesting stuff down the wrong pathway in plenty of places. So we're going to try
So this is a game about breaking into people's houses like most other RPGs?
Maybe a little. It is, I would say. Not to the extent that like Zelda is. Right? Because Zelda is just like, that's a time-honored tradition. You like break in and break everything. Here it's more like you break in and see if there's anyone cool to talk to, and if there's an item lying on the floor, maybe you snag it. So
minor larceny.
Yeah, yes, correct. As opposed to Grand Theft Vase. I was trying to think of like I couldn't think of one. It's okay. Anyway, let's slide into the game, and we'll get started with everything. I think that's what's up next. So, let's do that. Okay, great, excellent. So when last we left our intrepid hero, Geoff, we had found ourselves in oh god. Can I remember my stuff? No. So we were in we were in Floroma Town, and we had defeated the bad guys, and we had unlocked Floroma Meadows, and now we're heading through the Eterna Forest to get to Eterna City.
Our first battles against Team Galaxy.
Yeah, that's right.
No way are as cool as Team Rocket, based on what I've seen so far.
I don't think anyone's really as cool as Team Rocket. I feel like, well, Aqua and Magma might be, but that's like a whole different gen. Also, well, thank you so much, Grand Theft Pottery. So we're gonna head through the forest and head that direction.
We forgot an important thing. Right near the end of last time, casually walking through town, somebody offered us 2 legendary Pokemons.
Yeah. So we have Starlord and Meow, and that was actually another topic. So, this is kind of interesting, right? Because for a casual playthrough where you don't know better, which is certainly possible.
So actually, catching people up. I have played many games. I've never played a Pokemon that wasn't Pokemon Go.
Yeah.
So part of this whole playing like a designer series is Will, who has played a lot of Pokemon, guiding me through a Pokemon adventure.
Yeah. So, because I have played Pokemon before, and because this Switch 2 that we're playing on has both the Pokemon Shield and Let's Go Eevee data on it, we were given a Jirachi and a Mew. just by people, because in Brilliant Diamond and
walking through town, they're like, here, legendary Pokemon.
Correct. And that's sort of a first, because these are not normally available outside of like limited events that you had to like take your device to a place and trade with a weird like NPC trade console thing to get, or like had to use a special card or whatever. There's a bunch of different ways that people have gotten them across the years, but this is one that's just baked into the game. And so one of our discussion points is, as we walk forward, is, do we want to keep them?
And that's what I was about to ask, is like, okay, so this is my first Pokemon playthrough other than Go.
Yeah.
I am familiar with these from having played Go. Like, Chimichanga is our normal main. Oh, for those looking, Chimichanga is our normal main. Because Chimichanga is level 18, we were throwing some other Pokemon to be first on the fighting.
Yeah.
Or first into battle, just to get some extra level ups.
Yeah.
But, okay, Will, so how much more powerful are Star-Lord and Mew?
So let's look at some stuff. So here's a great example. Star-Lord, granted, has a nature for it, but has a special attack of 27, and an attack of 25, and 38 HP, and is level 9.
Okay.
Psyduck has less special attack and less speed and less defense and only slightly more HP and is level 14. So
is that because Psyduck is being Psyduck, or is that just because Star-Lord is...
So the base stat totals for mythical Pokemon are much higher.
Ah, okay. So that is part of what makes a mythical. Is that true of like all tiers up, like legendary and mythical? It's just they get more stat points allocated?
Yes, in general. Okay. Part of the other
I know
problem,
there's always going to be an asterisk. It's Pokemon.
Right. Part of the other problem is that we have to talk about how many evolutions a Pokemon has. So if there's a Pokemon that has no evolutionary stages, it's going to have its stat bonus. It's going to have its stat growth
okay.
for all of its levels, right? Versus something like Pidgey has 3 forms. Yeah. And so it will get better stats as it goes up.
Mm-hmm. But will like a mythical legendary be better? There, let's talk about
every bracket.
Let's talk about the chart, since I know.
Yeah.
Like I can't actually remember what the final Pidgey is, but equivalently, final form Pidgey, will it have roughly the same stat points as legendary? No, it still won't. It'll be closer, but it won't. And the other part of this is also Pidgeotto. Thank you, Richard Sphere. Yeah. Is that the Pidgey is an early game Pokemon, so like they do fall into certain brackets where they will like be useful for a little bit and then cap out. Okay. It's highly unlikely that a Pidgey will ever be like competitively viable or like end game viable compared to something say like a Pikachu, which seems to be good for the entire length of 14 series. Pikachu's weird in that when Pikachu shows up, Pikachu kind of gets mascot treatment. Okay. So like Pikachu, not a good example, unfortunately. Because like Pikachu can learn, there's like cases where Pikachu can learn Surf, which is like an incredible coverage move that also makes no sense unless you're familiar with the fact that Pikachu's a mascot and can surf on a surfboard. Like examples like that are just where it's like, right? So shouldn't follow what I've been watching with my child on watching through. We're on to season 3, starting from the original and working our way through. Correct. Okay. Yeah. So I think it's probably in our best interest to box the mythicals for now, because if we let them go, like if we just let them go, first off, Steel Psychic is a ridiculous typing. And second off, I have a feeling they will just run over
everything. And that's
Should we box
less
one or
fun.
both,
So,
then?
well, so that's the other question, and I wanted to put this to chat. Do you want us to bring one of them or none of them? Because I think both of them, I think we all agree is just too much, right? Because, like, the team could literally just, like, we could put everything else in the box right now and just go Jirachi Mew and probably run most of the game over. Like, not all of it, but a lot of it we could probably run over at this point. So the question is not, like, whether we're gonna, like,
So I pretty much see in chat right now, everybody thinks we should leave Jirachi behind so far.
yeah,
Oh,
except
there's our
for
first
people who think
keep
Jirachi
Jirachi.
is cute. Yeah.
Right.
And
More people said keep Mew, and some people said keep neither.
And I think that this is sort of exemplifies why we're asking this question, right? Because this isn't the typical Pokemon experience. And if we want Geoff to have something that approximates as closely as possible, given all of the accoutrement necessary to do this at all as a piece of content for you to observe, it's already not a traditional playthrough. Let's try and avoid things that make it so untraditional that he won't get, like, the typing thing. Geoff, have you played Monster Hunter?
No, I've not played Monster Hunter
Okay,
either.
I'll give you another example.
Okay.
When Monster Hunter World did its first DLC, Iceborne, they wanted players who were new to Monster Hunter to be able to get to Iceborne as quickly as possible. So they gave you a set of starting gear, and that set of starting gear was so good that you could beat all of the base game to the point where you moved into the DLC without ever switching your armor. Now, if you've never played Monster Hunter, switching your armor is as fundamental to Monster Hunter as knowing what the type weakness of an opposing gym is. Every fight, you need to know how you're switching your armor. So when it gives you armor that you never need to change out, you suddenly walk into the end game and just get absolutely run over because you haven't developed the skills and understanding that are necessary to become competent at a core part of the game. And I'm not saying that that'll happen here, but that is sort of what happens when we have access to extremely powerful things early on.
Gotcha.
Right.
So you're saying it's kind of like Baldur's Gate 3, killing that big demon on the Nautiloid and walking in with a basically endgame sword starting from
Level 1.
level 1.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So
I understand this then. So I would say for sure we don't keep both.
yeah. And I think we can bring them out for, like, fun, weird stuff.
Should we keep them in our party near the end so that they level up and they can be used?
Well, so here's the other question. If we're not bringing them, do we need other things like Constantine to cover things like having a psychic type that isn't Psyduck? Or bringing things like...
So how quickly is Psyduck gonna, like, actually, let's talk a little strategy here since we also have limited time. If you look at this and you say, there are some of these, like a Pidgey, that are just gonna, like, be bad in the next couple hours.
I think we're not quite at the point where Staravia is going to be useless, especially because the next gym is grass, and it would be kind of cool if we actually didn't use our starter to take on the grass gym. And flying is good against grass. And I also think that we're sort of bringing Constantine along because he's bad now, but will be good later. Right? So, like, we're in, like, the advantage of having Constantine in the back is that Constantine will be better later, but we have to invest time and energy by essentially sandbagging a slot for him.
Okay.
Until then.
Oh yeah, let's throw let's throw Constantine in then.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. Nova says that Staravia will actually be useful for the entire game because Staraptor is one of the Route 1 birds that's actually really good. So,
okay.
And everything else is... Onyx is not good, but Onyx is great. I don't know if that makes sense. And then we've got our Intimidate user and then Psyduck for confusion stuff.
So how are we looking as a team?
We've currently got our bases largely covered. Our solution. Oh no, we have a water type. We're not really like hugely missing out on any core like weaknesses, weakness strength pairings. I think if we run into we're not even worried if we run into a dragon, right? Because this has a dragon move, right? It is not itself a dragon, but does have dragon breath. Great. Fairy is a bit of a problem, but I don't know when that starts to become a problem.
Okay, so for the moment, we're good and we can continue on.
Yeah, we're good and we can
Do we
continue on.
want to swap, now that Misty's up to level 16, do we want to swap the order of our Pokies?
That's a really great question. Misty's only 14. So it should probably be Misty,
14,
Onyx, and not Constantine, because Constantine literally can't attack.
I know Chimichanga was just murdering things.
That's correct. He was. Steelix is an answer to fairy types. That's true, because it's steel.
Steelix.
Because we don't... Chat, I have a stupid question. Actually, it's not a stupid question. I don't have a Pokedex in my brain. Klefki is not in this gen, right? And neither is... the one that becomes a living sword and shield, right? Those are the two that, like, send terror down my spine. I'm checking.
By the way, I am very impressed with chat's institutional knowledge.
Yeah. No, Klefki is not in BDSP. No and no, correct. Okay, great. Awesome. Good. Because when I played Sword and Shield, those were things that I knew to look out for.
Will, am I blocking... Oh, I am blocking. You can. There is it tells you the number of them you own.
Yeah.
Okay.
That was not a. We need to worry about that. That was a piece of housekeeping that if I'd had forethought, I would have done off stream. Because.
Oh, do we need to check our flowers?
Unfortunately, no.
Okay. Oh, did you log back on for like that thing that was going to happen 12 hours later?
No,
okay.
I completely forgot because the last time we did this, I had other things to do. Okay, so we are heading north through the Eterna Forest.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's go take some lunch money from kids.
That's right. Where is Route 205?
Well, are there any houses here that had that trade thing you were talking about?
I don't know. You can poke around.
So Will was telling me that this is indeed a game that you actually do break into people's houses.
You think it's cute how Pokemon pluck berries? Yeah. Yes, you agreed. Here are some TMs for the move Pluck. Obtain TM88. So, like, this is an example, right? We come in, we have a conversation, we get a thing.
Mm-hmm. What's a... Does that let you switch your move?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay, because it was such a sad place, but nothing would grow. People didn't know what to do. And the one day someone expressed thanks for the blessings of nature. Then the whole pearl burst into bloom. Isn't that strange and wonderful? I mean, I guess. Yeah.
So
the right and
running
then
around checking things, tell me about this move switching.
Okay, great. So you may have noticed that as we go, we learn moves with our Pokemon as they level up.
Mm-hmm.
That only gives us certain moves. A Pokemon can learn more moves than the moves that they learn naturally. They have a list of moves that they're allowed to learn.
Okay.
And so TMs are the mechanism by which we do that. So
gotcha.
It might
Stands
be
for trademark?
Technical machine, as opposed to HM, which is a hidden machine. I've completely ruined your joke, and that is okay.
Pony.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Zaz has it. All Pokemon have disc drives. Water Pulse.
And it did say, somebody in chat, is that, and these are single use, so it's kind of like you feed them a potion or scroll and...
Correct.
Okay.
In some later games, that is not the case. I don't know where ZA is.
Probably at the end of the alphabet.
Yeah.
I like how Psyduck is really good at dodging.
Has the difference between fast and charge attacks, Pokemon Go, and physical and special in the main series games been explained? Yes. We've talked about that. That moves fall into physical moves, which use the attack stat and defense stat, and special attacks, which use the special attack and special defense stat, and that speed is irrelevant to the nature of the attack. That both of them still use the speed stat.
Yeah, speed is your initiative order.
Correct. This game has single-use TM specifically because it was single-use in the original. Okay, so I have a bigger bone to pick, and maybe we'll do this while I'm busy beating up people and taking their lunch money. Geoff, let us say for a moment that I am designing a remake of a game which I intend to sell at full price to consumers in the year of somebody's Lord 2025.
Okay, one sec. This is the first time we've seen Mountain Man.
Hiker?
Or Hiker.
Yeah, this is another one of the generic, like...
Okay, so this is another kid whose lunch money we're taking, but this time it's old Hiker?
Yeah, this time it's a big guy with a beard whose lunch money we're taking, but same rules apply.
Whoa.
So...
Okay, so tell me this thing.
So we're remaking a game, right?
Okay.
How do you find a balance
Machop.
between...
Can we steal his Machop?
Huh?
I want to steal his Pokey. I want that
No,
Machop.
this is not, oh god, Gale of Darkness? Right? Chat. GameCube game where you steal people's Pokemon because they've been treating them poorly and then you rehabilitate them.
Dude, he kicked you in the duck.
I give up. Should not be that funny, but I've had a day, so it's that funny. Okay. Yeah, Gale of Darkness and Coliseum. Yeah. So, where do we strike the line between adding things that have changed or moved on in the time since the original came out and the remake comes out, right? And remaining faithful to the original as sort of an homage or a interpretation, like a strict re-release of the original. Do you think that there's a place where that normally happens, or do you think that that's like on a case-by-case basis? Because like here, right, we have TMs, which are single use in this because they were single use in Gen 4, even though the modern standard for Pokemon games is that TMs are a thing that you get once and then you just have a library of them that you can teach your Pokemon whenever you want. Like, do you think that there's a place that your thoughts on faithfulness to the original versus adding new quality of life features?
I'm a pretty big fan of quality of life. But also the question is, how much does it impact gameplay? Like, if the whole point of these games is it's rare to find ways to train your Poke or to switch out moves, means that you basically are playing with more of whatever you find, or you're grinding a lot to try and find the thing that levels up the way you want.
Right.
From the way I understand it, the TM kind of lets you circumvent that by you don't have to grind through, or it lets you pull out moves that aren't normally there. So it's allowing for customization and optimization of your party in a way that you want it to be customized or optimized.
Right.
And that sounds like good stuff. But also, you know, if a majority of the game is I'm trying to make the perfect party, circumventing that might actually make you feel not as good about the game.
Right, you could over smooth the process, right? It could trivialize the thing that is the engaging part of the game for some people.
Well, it's one of the arguments against, for example, like buying gold on MMOs and purchasing N-level items is, you know, if the whole goal of the not the whole goal, if one of the main things is get better gear over time, and you're like, here's $20, I'm starting with better gear and I can't find anything better for another month, you know, that you're kind of shortchanging yourself on the process of all that cool acquisition.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm just busy mulching Geodudes with the Psyduck. It's fine. Yeah, I think that we've played a couple of remakes recently, this and Tactics, and both of them have sort of done a thing which I think is laudable, right? Because so it is good to have a way to play a game in a reasonably unaltered format from its original release so that, before everyone jumps down my throat about that, so that you can understand that part of gaming history, right? Because the chain of gaming history is not that long, but it is really complicated, right? So, like, understanding how each of the generations of Pokemon changed when, like, y'all ever try and get a working copy of Red or Blue recently? Kind of annoying, both to find a Game Boy to play it, right? Like, you can ROM it, for sure, right? But if you want to go inside the copyright law, like, it could be a little difficult, right? And it's certainly a little more difficult than... What if I want to jump off this and get that? Okay, now I'm going that way to get stuff. Like... There is something to that, and to tactics, right? Versus there's another school of thought that I am an adherent of that says that, like, while it's cool to have that, there should also be some effort to make more reasonable quality of life changes, because the standards that consumers have in 2025 is very different than the standards that consumers have when those games came out. Yeah, we lost Geoff. I'm waiting for the message about, hold please, Geoff's internet going out. Fortunately, none of this is important. Yeah, salutes in chat to Geoff. I think he, like, straight out lost internet, which, you know, terrible. Sure, and I also think, like, when we're talking about this, we shouldn't also be talking about, like, glitches. Like, while those are true, those aren't designed, like, parts of the game, right? Just like we don't consider missing no, like, a designed portion of the game. It's an error. It's the weird rumbling getting louder. Thanks. This one is on Geoff's internet, not Twitch for once. Yes. There's the message. We're just gonna do some Pokemon chores, chat, while we wait for Geoff's internet to come back. This is unfortunately the downside of doing of live content. Yeah, Geoff's ISP, the other small startup corporation. You're correct. That is in fact what it is. Wow, it's literally just a Pokeball in a Pokeball. Chat, anything interesting on the catch list for this route? It's route 205. Anything interesting on the 205 catch list that we can get while we're waiting for Geoff to get back in? Pachirisu was chewing wires. Taru. Yep. Sometimes everything breaks mid-show and you just have to roll with it. Correct. Not that things weren't breaking at the beginning of the show, but now they broke in new and interesting ways in the middle of the show. Haha, he can't see me. There's a cool fish if you have a rod. I don't think we have a rod yet. Yo, it's a weasel! This may knock. Oh, Geoff thinks it might be an area-wide outage. And if that's the case, we may just be out of luck for today, in which case we'll retake this next week. There's a slug. Which slug? Oh, that's right. I need to paralysis heal. Don't worry about that later. It's out there. He also has this gen's Pikachu clone and the one-time world champion. Oh, yeah. Pachirisu. Cellos. West Cellos. Okay, cool. Chat, where did we get the, where do you get the old rod? In this one? Because I don't think we have a, I don't think we have the rod. On honey trees, there's an APOM. Yeah, we won't be able to do that, unfortunately, because time. We can, that is correct. We cannot get balloon Pokemon because we only play on Thursdays. I don't think we have I don't think that we have a rod yet. Before I forget, let me actually cure Sidex paralysis because I'm trying to play Pokemon and also at the same time entertain chat while I wait for word from Geoff. Correct. We're not gonna do... Okay, so we could do the setting switch time thing. Actually, that's a big question. How do we feel about that, chat? Chat, how do you feel about... How do you feel about time traveling on in a Pokemon game? The first rod in Jubilife. Okay, cool. I'll go back to Jubilife and get it. So we've got time travel is totally legal, as one opinion. Okay. Okay, so we've got Bob says that changing console time is annoying and you think it's more fun to just roll with it. Okay, say hi, Geoff.
Hi, Geoff.
Okay, great, you're back.
That was an unexpected outage in my home city.
Yeah, so it wasn't just you, it was your whole area?
I think so. Okay. It's sometimes hard to tell on information like this because they don't always volunteer it.
Yeah, well, they don't want to because it makes them look bad. Mm-hmm. All right, we're going back to Jubilife City.
Rearranging my windows so I can...
Yep, and I'm getting you back.
You can hear all this. Okay. Sorry, everybody.
No.
Usually my ISP is pretty strong, but not every day.
It takes me a second, Zaz, to get him back on stream.
Out?
Hmm? So you got to give me a second here because I am doing like 12 things at once.
I just said I think it looked like you just had Psyduck just ducked out.
That's correct. Too much. Okay. That's okay. Okay, so we're going back to Jubilife real quick.
So I can't remember. Do those people along the way block you?
Some of them do.
Optional?
Some of them do, some of them don't. So like, for instance, this one was standing right here facing this way. And so had a line of sight that was all the way across. So we couldn't progress without it. But some people, and this one was the same, but some people like this one, we can sneak behind, right? Because I can like move like this and get around them. My Kingdom for a speed up button.
Are Pokemon in the grass always singles?
Yes. They're never, I don't believe there are ever doubles in the grass.
And these are basically the catchable ones because they are non-owned.
Correct. Okay, if we're going back to Jubilife, there's a watering can in Floroma, and I don't think, because we're behind now and we're trying to get to a certain place, so that this is weird. so that the title and thumbnail make sense. We're going to go back to Eterna. But I need a second to reorient myself because everything.
Because you've been using Psyduck, you're confused.
Everything just got scrambled.
By the way, I'm pretty sure what fixed my internet was realizing that it was down. I just went and got some pretzels.
Yeah, sure.
And then the internet was like, okay, pretzels unlocked, go for it.
Okay, apparently there's special grass with double battles in a few other games, but not this one. It should be doable based on what I've seen. Not good. Oh, that's right. It's that Storm Drain. Amazing.
Why is Storm Drain amazing?
Storm Drain is its ability that if it gets hit by a water attack, it raises its special attack. And what's really cool about that is that if you are facing another water type and you have a fire type in play, so we have Chimichanga in play, we are reasonably certain that the computer will use a water type move. So if once it's locked in, we can switch to Shellos and then use Storm Drain will trigger. So we will get a free stat up on our Shellos and be protected from the full effects of the water move, no matter how powerful it is. Right? All is a big word, right? It prevents all damage and effects from a water type move.
Yeah, I feel like we've done whole Design Club episodes on all and double are both larger than most people think.
Yeah. All, double, half, and none are like the biggest words. And I am gonna no.
Did you give a nickname?
Well, we could, but I'm speeding because I'm trying to get us back.
Okay, you gotta pause on the names, Will.
Okay. I'll work on pausing on the names. In the meantime, I'm running quickly to get this thing that we missed, which is actually really important because we don't have a fishing rod. So one of the things we were talking about as you were gone was how people feel about time traveling. So we talked about that there are certain things which take real world time to happen in game, right? And that on certain real world days, things happen in the game. So for instance, only on Fridays can you catch the balloon Pokemon in Thorama Meadow.
The Driftaloons.
Yeah. I'm going the right way, right? And then Nova, can I get a point to the
what are we fishing for?
lots of things.
Wait. Will, are we doing this just so we can secretly indulge in your almost fetish
no
love of fishing?
No. Okay. So what Geoff is referring to is the fact that in Final Fantasy XIV, my main MMO of choice, I am a fishing connoisseur. Connoisseur, Geoff.
No, it's got to be aficionado.
Okay. I'm leaving. I've gone fishing in many a different game because I think that there actually is some interesting stuff that you can do with fishing.
There's a Pokeball up there to the left.
Yes. Which I'm gonna go get right now. Look left. Keep going until you enter the western exit gate. Okay, cool. Thank you. So I have the title. If you're a 14 player, you may have seen it. I have the title "The Final Fish" for having caught every big fish up through the last expansion, and I currently have every big fish that's available in the current expansion. I'm missing one fish at all in the entire game, and it's a ocean fish because ocean fish suck. Do I play any games which are exclusively about fishing? No, because games that are exclusively about fishing tend to be boring to me. Oh, this guy. Oh, rod's a good thing. You think so too, am I right? Yeah. Good answer. We can be friends. Here you go. That's my old rod. You obtain the old rod. Great. Put the old rod in your bag's key item pockets. You should fish wherever there's a body of water. Oh, and by the way, do you need any tips on using that fishing rod? Nope. First hurdle when you're fishing for Pokemon is getting a bite. And you got to battle the Pokemon after you reel it in. So fishing gives you twice as much fun. Thanks.
Oh, wait, is this a way to catch water Poke?
Yes. There are certain Pokemon that you can only catch by fishing. Among them, one of the best Pokemon for long playthroughs, Magikarp.
Oh, wait. You just said the magic word. Do we get a Gyarados at some point?
We can. Did I miss her the first time or something? All right, that's fine.
No, I think she's only coming now that you have a rod poking out of your backpack.
Stop that. Stop it. Get help. We're going to get Phoebus fishing in 20 parts. Oh, no. No, we got to talk about Phoebus at some point as an exercise in suffering. Imagine if you had to physically fight fish after you reel them in onto the dock. You do. That's why they've got those big nets on fishing boats. For bigger fish. Like little fish, they just kind of flop. But like big fish, oh yeah.
In this version as well, are the water ones some of the ones that basically can go from weakest to strongest? Oh.
I don't know.
Because I heard they scale.
I'm not putting up with this anymore. All right, we have a Kadabra.
Abracadabra.
And is no longer useless.
Does he actually get an attack now?
Yes.
Confusion. Oh, does this mean Psyduck is now pretty useless?
No, Psyduck now just can forget confusion and focus on water moves if we want. Because it's our only water type, I think. Escape Rope has learned how to attack. Correct. I should be using a repel, but that's on me. Okay.
So tell me what we're doing here, Will.
We went to get the old rod just because I realized that was a keen oversight and because I was committed to that path because I was trying to find ways to stall for time to do something productive. Well, I didn't know how long it was going to take for your internet to come back, so...
Me either, so good choice.
Yeah.
Badoo. Is there any penalty for fleeing?
No.
Okay.
Not on, you can't flee trainer battles, and you can't always flee wild battles, but often.
Okay, so we're back to Flower Town.
We are back to Flower Town. Chat, where is the watering can? Someone mentioned that was a thing that we missed here. Where's the watering can? Because I totally missed that bit. And then we're gonna...
I will say, this is an element of some games that I do not... I'm not a big fan of. We've seeded small items that can be missed, and therefore, hours later, you realize you missed a thing and have to go back and find it.
Stickers.
So I am also a fan of like buying one of everything in a shop just in case.
Right. Got a cherry berry.
I see a trash can. Oh, another plenty berry. Okay.
These water berries using this spray duck watering can. Okay, great.
Okay.
Yeah, if you fail to flee, it does skip your turn. But generally speaking, that's not the biggest obstacle. All right.
Don't forget to plant the berry.
Whoops, I forgot to plant the
later.
berry. So see, this is an example. So like this trainer, I can't get past, right? Because I have to walk in front of him. But this one, I could do that and get around. And I don't even think I fought this one yet, right? And I could do the same here or here, right?
Are any of them important? If you can get by them.
They are a source of XP and money. And in that respect are important for routing if we're playing by more stringent rules. In a casual playthrough, no. And for us right now, I'm trying to reclaim time. That's pretty much it.
Cheryl.
Hello, my name's Cheryl, and you are? Yes, your name's Jeff. I'm sincerely glad to meet you. Jeff, may I ask you a big favor? I want to get through this forest, but I'm afraid of doing it alone. I've heard that
it is dangerous to go alone.
Take us. I've heard that there is a sinister group of people called Team Galactic about. I think there'll be safety in numbers. Please, may I go through with you? You decided to go with Cheryl.
Oh, I like how it's not a choice. They're just like,
correct. Yeah, correct. I'll keep your Pokemon in perfect health. All right.
Wait, is she a nurse?
Kind of. Yeah, you can get double battles here because Cheryl exists. I'm actually gonna like full on cheat and pull up the map real quick.
Ah, okay. So this is how we get double battles in the grass.
You didn't give me... No? Okay. Okay, we are going this way. So this is... These are trees that could be cut down with the move Cut. But we can't because we don't have the move Cut, so we have to go the long way through the grass.
Okay, so kind of like Rock Smash.
Correct. Exactly. We're just out on a power walk. What's cool, you might ask? No, I'll tell you anyway. Bug Pokemon. Great. Yeah, not with Slash, with Cut. Okay, so we have a Pachirisu and a Wurmpool.
Oh, we get an egg.
Egg.
Chansey.
How likely do I think it is that the Pachirisu is gonna one-shot Psyduck? Like, decent? Nah, it's fine.
Super effective. Whoa,
so yeah, okay, so this is a great example. Some moves affect both enemy slots. Some moves affect all slots. Some moves affect both friendly slots.
Onyx.
Yeah. Yeah, Surf is a really good example. Also, Chansey has 100 HP.
So that at least matches Go, where Chanseys are tanks.
Correct. But that's
Or
also
tanky.
because the way that I forget. Yeah, great. The way that defense values work in Go is very simplified.
Mhm. Oh, I'm sure. Did that say critical hit?
I did not see.
I do like how the verbiage of like not very effective and super effective stayed the same.
They're in one of the new Pokemon games, we're getting words for the 4x effective, because currently it's just very effective, or it's just super effective. There's going to be like an extremely effective voice line for when you do 4x. So for instance, using a electric move against Gyarados. Which would be 4x effective. Currently, it's just super effective. All right, well, swap.
Onyx, return.
Jinx.
Oh, we get our summon effect.
Where it went from very effective to very effective exclamation mark. I would argue that that isn't a big enough... A, not a big enough change if that is it, and B, I don't think that's it. It could be.
This is actually a pretty serious battle.
Yes, in part because I'm not really playing at full capacity. But yes.
Beautifly.
Hey, could you just bite this squirrel? Thanks.
I think it's interesting how you get XP in the middle of a battle.
I do think that's very interesting. So curse is, oh yeah, that's right. No, we don't want to do this. Worry about that later.
Especially because it can involve some configuration mid-battle.
Yes, for instance, Chimichanga learns Flame Wheel, right? So like now we're in the middle of a battle, but I got to go see if Flame Wheel is worth it, right? So Flame Wheel is a 100 accuracy, 60 power attack, physical attack that may leave the target with a burn. Versus Ember, which uses our special attack, and in this case is worse, that may leave the target with a burn. So I think we're going to forget Ember and learn Flame Wheel. Because in my mind... Oh.
Or you could do it backwards.
Or I could do it backwards.
Will you get another chance at that?
Yeah, we will. Yeah. There is chat. Town where the move rememberer is. Streamer debuff in full effect. Correct.
Okay, well, ready? I know it's battle, but Zen.
Right. Yeah.
We got this.
Oh, we totally do. I'm just also... Chat, you ever have those days where everything's going great until it all of a sudden abruptly is not going great all at once? Just the one with the Great Marsh nearby. Okay, cool.
We got some good catch-up going here with all of our...
Move reminder is a ways away. Okay. Do this correct. 65, accuracy 100. I think we're gonna forget Thundershock. Well, we should probably forget... Is this... Yeah, melee paralysis. We're gonna forget Thundershock.
So what are you evaluating on as you're looking at these moves through, like...
So some of the evaluation is whether it's a special or a physical move. So in this case, our Shinx has high physical attack and low special attack. So in this case, we're trading a special attack with lower base power for a physical attack with higher base power, which means it's a significant upgrade.
Right, okay.
And I want to keep tackle...
matching type, so it's still, you're still getting your bonus.
And I want to keep tackle just in case there's some godforsaken instance where we end up in a place where I can't use a lightning attack.
So you're looking for a little bit of width as opposed to, or staying wide.
Correct. Going tall on a particular strategy can work, but it does leave you vulnerable to having a Pokemon that's just useless for a while, right? So like, we are in a dark cave. You are likely to be eaten by a Gru. Now Shinx is useless because we only target electric moves and everything in the cave is ground type.
Gotcha.
Right? And like, that doesn't feel great. Now, we can switch out at any time, which is a big buff, right? That's one of the big quality of life things is that you can swap out Pokemon at any time, which is nice. I'm just from the school of thought that thinks that having Pokemon that do more than one thing is good.
Yeah.
It bugs me. People ignore the awesome coolness of bug Pokemon. Yeah, that's a word for it. Okay, somebody asked about the voluntary layoffs. We are going to be talking about that Monday. Monday's breakfast is going to be packed. If you want to see me and Matt talk about that, you should stay tuned for Monday. We are definitely going to be talking about the crafted voluntary layoffs and their move to generative AI. We're definitely going to be talking about the Steam releases, the trio of Steam releases, and there was one more that was definitely going to make my list. It was... Oh, the State of Play and the announcement of the Galaxy trailer. Super Mario Galaxy movie trailer. All of those are making breakfast. I see it. I see you going down in defeat. Okay, great.
This will be a day of infamy, long remembered as the day of... Wait, they're not wearing shoes. I guess it is the day of the feet.
They literally can't do anything unless those Abras know offensive moves? Oh, they do. Okay. Ow.
Man, should have ducked.
Did they double up? Oh, they doubled up. Oh, I'm amazed.
What's double up?
They both went into the same... They both attacked the same Pokemon. So they both attacked the left side rather than
So they focus fired.
Yeah.
Or concentrated their attacks.
Correct. Which is dangerous. And someone in the comments also mentioned this, and we'll get to it. The main reason not to do that, and you asked about why you wouldn't do that, and I neglected to bring this up last time. The main reason not to do that is the move Protect. So
the main reason is what?
Is the move Protect. So
Okay.
Protect is a defensive move that says, in essence, this Pokemon is immune from attack for 1 turn in exchange for not doing anything and one of its move slots. Past that, it gets a little wibbly about when it does and doesn't work and all that jazz. But for the sake of this discussion, we'll focus on a singular turn. If both of my Pokemon go into a single slot, and either that Pokemon switches out to a type that is defensive against my attacks, or worse, that Pokemon protects, and I do nothing.
You're using 2 moves against 1 move. So we're talking action economy.
Correct. Yeah, these are the TMs are good actually set. Yes.
Man, Chansey's a tanky little beach ball.
I believe it needs to be because I believe it's her only Pokemon.
Still a tanky little beach ball.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't know about broken. Chansey still looks pretty strong.
Well, part of the problem is that it's, and this is sort of a thing that happens in a lot of games, when the game showcases a thing in a controlled environment, players draw certain conclusions about it, and then those conclusions may or may not be borne out by the rest of the game, right? A common place to see this is in gacha games, where they have you do like a trial before you like can pull for it, and the trial is always like the single most favorable setup possible for that 5-star character that they want you to spend 70 pulls on, right?
Yeah.
And then actually it takes a bunch of time and energy to get all the stuff you need to get the 5-star into that position with that weapon in order to make that circumstance happen somewhat reliably, and it'll never be that good, right?
Yeah.
She did. Amazing.
Let's see.
She brought it back. All right, and I'm going. Yeah, we can go this way.
Games I enjoy. I'm a big fan of rogue games, similar to Will. I like strategy games like Civilization a lot. I like MOBAs, play a lot of League of Legends, and a little bit of just variety in there. But and RPGs. So RPGs, strategies, MOBAs, and kind of big Civilization style games are.
Because chat already has a pretty good handle on what I like because they spend so long listening to me talk about the games that I like.
Actually, anything that's crunchy with mechs too. I both enjoyed BattleTech and then the Rogue Tech mod. The Rogue Tech mod's amazing.
And yes, Chansey and Blissey do have the highest HP stat in the game. That is a good thing and does do certain things for it. My thought is also that like raw HP is only one of many ways to be tanky, right?
Yeah.
Look at Shedinja. 1 HP can only be affected by things that are super effective. That's a different way to be tanky, right? As an example.
I have not played Ring of Red or Frontline Thunder. One of the problems is there are so many good games.
Okay.
Despite playing a lot of games, there are still so many good games.
Ah! It did the thing!
Wait, what did it do?
It protected.
Oh.
Okay, so let's bring up this because I think this is really good as a topic. It's weird that you like RPGs but have never played a Pokemon game. Most people would not think of Pokemon as an RPG.
Mm-hmm.
For a lot of people, I would say some designers included,
Well, it's a non-traditional one, Will.
Correct, right?
Like this isn't Dragon Age. This isn't Baldur's Gate.
Yeah.
This isn't Divinity. This is. I mean, there's.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of, and a lot of games have RPG elements.
Right.
Like you even go back to like the old System Shock. Still has RPG elements. Your character is leveling up with skills and gear. Like it kind of has that RPG collection mechanic.
Yeah.
And Pokemon doesn't. Like you're not slotting gear onto your Pokies.
Well, you are now, because they can have a whole. But the point remains, yes, not in the traditional sense. They don't have armor, though that would be cool. So I love how we have people who are very much on the side of Pokemon isn't an RPG and Pokemon is definitely an RPG, right? And I think the interesting part is that there isn't a clear... I think most people have a mental image of what an RPG is. And I think for some people, Pokemon is in that bucket. And for some people, Pokemon is not in that bucket. And for some people, Pokemon is sort of in a quantum state of in and not in that bucket, depending on the day, the Pokemon title, etc., etc.
Well, for a lot of... There's actually two types of RPGs. And I think the ones that people play the most of would... Like, if you're playing a Knights of the Old Republic...
Yep.
Or, you know, if you're, or Baldur's Gate, you know, if you're playing a party-based RPG, Pokemon might feel more like one. Or if you're playing an RPG more like, say, Skyrim or something else where, sure, you can get a companion, but most of the time it's you doing your thing.
Yes.
This would feel very, very different.
Yeah, and I think that this is true, right? That Pokemon wasn't as defining force of its weird niche subgenre. I agree with that. And that people don't generally consider that to overlap with RPGs because it's a Pokemon game. It's its own thing, right? Even though we could pull it apart and say that choosing Pokemon is like choosing the character classes for a party, right? Instead of 6 members to a party, I'm choosing 6 Pokemon, but I've essentially created 6 characters with their own unique classes and abilities and strengths and weaknesses, right?
And there's also a level of abstraction in almost every other RPG. Your character is the one heading into battle.
Correct.
This very specifically, you're not.
Yeah.
Like, your character never battles.
Right. Also, I would
summons.
I would like to thank Nakib for being absolutely objectively correct. In that any game in which you fight God with the power of friendship is a JRPG, no matter how you do it, if you fight God with the power of friendship, it's a JRPG, period. So yes, Halo is a JRPG. You may now continue to debate the many ways in which I am right, but I'm just right. Right, so there are stats and stat growth. And I think I agree with Geoff absolutely that the level of abstraction makes it hard to put it in that bucket. I also think the replaceable nature of Pokemon makes it hard to feel like it feels much more like a tactics RPG than it does like a main series like Baldur's Gate CRPG or like a Final Fantasy RPG, right? Even though there are many similarities there.
Yeah, like Pokemon feel more like tools and deployable gear. They're not Astarion or Karlach or anything.
Okay, we're keeping this. There are what? It's not. This is not. This isn't the best, but there are some things we could do with this. So we're gonna forget Tackle and keep Endeavor.
Oh, let me check a thing while you level up.
Yeah. You didn't think there was that much friendship in Halo? That's because you played solo. Friends are your co-op buddies. Yes, it is me and Chair Chap. Oh, that's right. This is Pearl. I believe we arbitrarily chose Pearl. I actually don't even remember how we did that, but we chose Pearl. No. Dad, I have beaten, blue, yellow, gold, crystal, shield.
Bumble.
I gave up on Eevee at some point because it just was boring. One of my problems is that I understand Pokemon, generally speaking, but I don't have the patience for it at like top levels. Alexis, we talked about double battles on a previous episode. Yes.
Mm-hmm. Funny story, Will. We have a house guest staying with us who showed up. She has a cockatrice or
cockatiel.
Cockatiel. Thank you. Cockatrice, man. So I was hearing a little meowing. It was making sure that our cats had not found a way into where the bird is currently hanging out, because it is bad manners to eat your house guest's pet.
Chat. I just really want Zen Headbutt. I don't think it's good, but I want it, so we're taking... What? Just Polar's partially because you own Diamond. Oh yeah, in case trade shenanigans. That's true.
Chimichanga, level 20.
Have I played
This is a very
Legends
friendly
Arceus?
game in that all your stuff levels up.
Yeah. Have I played Legends Arceus? Yes, I didn't like it, but that is not its fault. One of the problems that I continually have is that turn-based stuff doesn't do a lot for me, and Pokemon in general is extremely formula, and the formulaic nature of it sort of decays for me pretty quickly. Do you want to name this worm, Jeff?
Are we actually going to keep it for a while?
Probably not. It's a worm.
In that case, let's name it, instead of Wumple, how about Dumple?
Dumple. Okay. Or actually, we'll just name it Dumple. Nah. Okay, great. We are 12 today, apparently.
Oh, we're going to dump it.
Read this.
Ooh, you found a potion in the grass?
Did. We're totally going to use it, and nothing will go wrong.
Are you foreshadowing, Will?
No. I played Legends, Alexis. I just didn't like it very much. I definitely think it did a bunch of really good things for the series. It just wasn't for me.
Like, watching through this, it's definitely interesting, but I could also see, like, the constant grindy battles may not be everybody's cup of tea.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like we're almost to the new place.
Yep.
What are those? Oh, okay.
Oh, berries, which we're gonna grab just in case we need them for stuff. It can't be foreshadowing. That's a literary device, and this is a live stream. Joke's on you. I can 5 shadow. Bum, bum, bum. No. Are we in the right time zone to be encountering night encounters? No. That's the thing we keep getting distracted from. So we were talking about changing the system clock to get the events that don't occur in our time zone and how people felt about that. Geoff, do you have like a particular, not like a designer brain feeling, but like a player gut-sided feeling about needing to change the clock on your console to get certain encounters that you couldn't get in other ways?
Like, I understand having like timed events and things. I tend to think that's very unfriendly design, because there's a lot of people that only have certain amounts of time to play or certain periods to play in. Like, I can play once my kids are in bed, or, you know, I can play for an hour in the afternoon after school and before I do homework, kind of things. And you're setting up a game at that point, which people who have schedules of when they can play can't engage with your game or aspects of your game. Like, hacking a clock is not elegant, but I completely understand why people would want to do it.
Yeah. Do your Pokemon still use moves on a turn-based like thing? You're not like spamming buttons. It's not actiony. It's like an ATB system, right? It's not fully real time. Like, yes, you can run around and catch Pokemon with and that's cool. But the battles are like in this weird middle space that didn't do anything for me. But oh, it's okay. Never mind. You look tough. I won't take. I'll just let you keep your Pokemon. Carry on. Yeah, it's cooldown based, right?
All right, let's get these Poke healed up.
All right, goal 1 completed. Well, real-time ATB would be the worst of both worlds. Then why am I remembering it so differently? Man, I must have really hated it if that's how little of it I remember. Because I remember like the load-in and everything. And I remember real-time catching stuff, but I remember feeling like the battles themselves like dragged for me. And I don't remember why. So if I remember it that poorly, I must have really disliked it. That's not saying it's bad, just letting you know that like it's not for me. Oh, is that a Pokedex? You must be helping Professor Rowan. What's your name? Okay, hello, Geoff. I'll be sure to remember that name. My name is Cynthia. I'm a trainer, just like you. I've been studying Pokemon mythology lately, just out of curiosity.
Ooh.
Here in Eterna City, there's a statue of an ancient Pokemon.
I want to see the statue. This was almost our thumbnail.
According to myth, it was an extremely powerful Pokemon. Who knows? You may encounter something like it while you're traveling with your Pokedex. Okay, Arceus and ZA have different systems. Okay, good. That's what I thought.
Well,
okay,
you know,
yeah.
this
I'm
is
talking about
weirding me out a
Arceus,
little.
chat, not ZA. I haven't played ZA. I make no claims to understand ZA. I'm talking about Arceus. By using these, they should help you on your way. You obtain TM93s, like a stack of them. Put the TM93s in your bag's TM pocket. Cut in the hidden moves app allows you to chop down small trees that are blocking your way. Remember, you can use the hidden move cut from your Pokédex in the field. It will let you go places that were previously inaccessible to you. That's important for filling up your Pokédex, right? Then luck be with you, young trainer. Okay, and here's the big old statue. There's some writing on the Pokemon statue. Pal, once created, brought forth the many dimensions. All things, alive or not, are at the same space. Such is the blessing of Pal. Text is very legible and is faded completely in places.
Wait, is this foreshadowing Pal World?
Yes. Yes, that's exactly it. Interesting. Here's your interesting factoid. This is neither of the two. This is neither Palkia nor Dialga, but the statue is a weird combination of both, such that it could be interpreted to be either, depending on what you want to see.
So they didn't have the ability to do an easy asset swap for this.
I actually don't think that's the case. I think that they did it that way on purpose. But I mean, I don't know that it's easy to say that you could like do it, that it's bad in 3D. I think for a large number of people, they will just think that the pixel art looks worse on account of being pixel art. Like, for people who grew up with the pixel art, I understand the adherence to it as a desire, but also remember that there are people who don't like pixel art. Who have grown up without pixel art, who have never known a pixel art game to be like one of their favorites, unless it was a retro game which incorporated some of the newer pixel art styles. They may just not like it. Okay. We could go on, but we're running out of time, so I think for the last little bit of stream, we'll
Are we supposed to go find the gym leader since we put her on the thumbnail?
Yeah. I mean, we can.
Well, we don't have to.
I mean, Chad was just saying that it would be cool to invade all of the houses. Also, who are you?
We could do that too.
Say this is an old city. It doesn't look like it, though. Not with all these tall buildings. Can I get... No. Okay, great. Good talk. That's the new city. Is this Great Balls? Let's see. What's this? Eterna Condominiums. Name rating services available. Okay.
What's that mean?
We could have our Pokemon's name rated. Eterna City Pokemon Gym. Gym leader Gardenia. Master of Vivid Plant Pokemon.
Good. We can at least say hi so we will have seen her.
My gym, no one gets to battle with the gym leader, me, until they've beaten all the other trainers. I'll be waiting for you in the back. Good luck, challenger. Oh, okay. I mean, we can just go. Oh, Pokemon's upgrade based on badge, not location. Did not know that. Never come up before. All right.
Chimichanga. Oh, are we now in a gauntlet?
Yeah. I have no idea where I'm going. I'm just wandering around looking for stuff. Okay,
Can you chop one of these trees?
No. I can't actually yet use chop because I haven't beaten this gym, and beating this gym is what gives you the badge that lets you use chop. Name rated. Oh, and that's also the name changer. Thank you, Video Game Guru. That's helpful. Oh, there's someone. Hi. How'd you know where to find me? Let's have our battle.
Cherubi. Chimichanga's back in the front. Whoa. Chimichanga, you are
it's a grass type, and I've got stab.
Rosie.
Yeah, the gym background is absolutely gorgeous. Big fan. Do like nothing? Approximately nothing? Approximately nothing.
I was expecting that to be a drain attack.
It is.
Or like, sorry, health drain.
It is.
Or health. Oh, okay, it did go up. It took a minute.
It healed. It takes a second, but it does heal. So it processes as two different things. It procs. So you get the leech status, then it procs, then the opposing Pokemon heals. Like it's three different effects.
I do like that it's necromantic roses.
Yeah. I was gonna beat you while you were still in a state of shock. You got like $3. Next trainer is at the end, past the two boulders, I think. At the end, past the two boulders.
There we go, down.
Oh,
two
here.
boulders.
There it is. My grass type Pokemon can dole out some serious special attacks. I won't let you win easily. Unfortunately for you,
we've got a flamethrower.
I chose the fire starter, so that seems unlikely. Just on the face of it. I don't know.
Oh, chimichanga.
While we're busy taking people's lunch money with our fire starter, I keep thinking about this time thing. And we also have a Staravia. Yeah, we're not in any danger of losing this. I keep thinking about the time thing, right? And how
which time thing?
The
time of day and stuff.
Yeah, I kind of wish there were two options. Like it's a huge amount of extra work, but I understand the desire to have a game that conforms to like real life time as a sort of an affectation or a gimmick, right? But I also very keenly believe that that's not fair to people who, parent, right? New parent wants to play Pokemon, doesn't have time to play except when kid is asleep or, late at night. Can't catch daytime Pokemon because time doesn't allow for that. Now they have to go through additional steps to play the game in a way that's desirable to them. And yes, it's not a big step, but it's still a step where you have to change the clock on your system, which can mess up other things. That doesn't feel
funny. There's some games actually, let me take Pokemon Go. In Pokemon Go, it doesn't bother me because the entire game's premise is you physically walk around to certain places at different times to have things happen. That's the central premise of the game, where this isn't that. This is like an incidental thrown in.
Yeah. In the middle. Oh, they're there. In the middle of the three trees. Yeah, the original Animal Crossing, but only after school. Right, the original Animal Crossing is a pretty good example, right? I just wonder what to do about that. Oh yeah, I remember Kojima's idea for a game that could only be played in direct sunlight with the solar sensor accessory. That sure is a Kojima idea. Reminder that his most recent project is one in which he wants to 3D scan ghosts to put in his game. So, he's been at the forefront of cutting-edge gaming technology for a long time. Ghost scanning.
It is interesting that this many years later, his ideas still haunt the industry.
Oh, wait, this one? Next one is beside four flowers. Oh, right there? Right there. Okay. Maze.
This is a pretty amazing level.
Oh, that's a good question. What do you think about continent-locked Pokemon in Go?
Oh, I haven't seen this outfit before.
Yeah, this is the beauty outfit. They tend to be, there's like a whole category of Pokemon. There's like a Pokemon beauty contest kind of thing. And so they tend to be Pokemon that score well in that.
Interesting. Yeah, those poor flower types.
By the way, chat, I see people talk about Boktai. I've never heard of this game, so I will have to look it up and learn things about it.
I don't know if I'm a big fan of geographically locked Pokemon, but that's also it doesn't surprise me in a game that's about traveling around to different places to find things.
Yeah.
to realize that there are different Pokemon that show up in different places you go.
Yeah.
I mean, that seems like roughly on par for the theme that's getting proposed when you learn about the game.
Yeah. We can, there's this tension, right, between, there's only a gym leader left. Go on, don't be afraid. Okay. There is this tension, right, between not enjoying a specific mechanic and recognizing and acknowledging that it is in line with a version of the game's premise, albeit not one that you might share exactly, but like you can see how it aligns versus things that are like not really aligned and feel a little worse to the player.
Yeah, like for example, jumping puzzles in Destiny for endgame content, not aligned.
Yeah, it's a great one.
But also, like, you have to accept that certain things are just part of what you're buying into. Like, if you're going to go pick up Gran Turismo and you're like, I don't like racing, like, why are you playing Gran Turismo?
Yeah, that's correct. All right, I'm Eterna's gym leader, Gardenia, the grass type master. When I first saw you, I was convinced you'd find your way to me. My hunch was right on the money. You have a winning aura about you. So anyway, this will be fun. Let's have our battle. It's going to be me casting Ember, me using Ember until all of her Pokemon are fainted, by the way. That's how this is going to go. Yeah, I think that weird platforming sections, particularly platforming sections in first person, are like... And you can get out of first person in Destiny in a bunch of ways, but like at the same time...
Actually, Will heard me say this before, but yeah. Weird platforming sections in games that aren't based around platforming almost made me quit Destiny.
Yeah, using sword as your weapon specifically to avoid that is a thing. All right. But also, it feels like suddenly adding a new dimension to the game in like a way that's not congruous. Like plenty of MMOs add enrage as a mechanic at higher difficulties. That is to say that you need to beat the fight in a certain amount of time, or the boss will perform a move that just kills all of you, or may perform a move that just kills all of you if other conditions are met. For instance, if you have a double boss situation and the bosses get too far away from each other in terms of HP, the one that has more HP may simply enrage because there's a condition, right?
But like something like that, saying like you're here to fight bosses, and then there's later it's like you're here to fight bosses and there's a time limit. Like,
yeah, it's right.
That is an incremental part, or it's an extra. It is a modifier to the thing you're already doing. Mm-hmm. Like again, that feels in line.
I love this answer. Random super difficult platforming made my wife write an auto hotkey script in Darksiders Genesis. I just want to point out how amazing that is, that you'd rather work with auto hotkey than do the platforming in Darksiders Genesis. Like, I didn't like Windows, so I learned Arch Linux. That is certainly a solution to the problem, but that seems like a lot more work to me.
Maybe they're just very bad at platforming. Or platforming annoys them.
Yeah.
It's not the end yet, Will.
Yeah, there's a Roserade.
I like that we're actually getting Pokemon again that are like equal or higher level.
Yeah, yeah.
Whoa. This is a tier 3 evolution, right? Oh, this is the final form of this one. I can't remember if it's the 2 or 3
Chad, there are only 2 Roselia Roserade, right? There's not a third form there I'm missing? Okay, yeah, there are only 2 forms to this.
Okay.
I thought Badoo was a different... Oh! That's right, Badoo splits.
Yeah. Oh, so introduced later, kind of like they introduced Baby Pikachu or
Pichu. Yep.
Pichu. Yeah. Wow, she actually defeated Chimichanga. Is this the first time Chimichanga has been knocked out?
Probably. I'm also, I will fully admit, playing a little sloppily.
Starly, go.
Dune and Rosalia were introduced on Gen 4 of either side. Okay. Roserade were introduced on either side. Okay, got it. Got it. That's my confusion. All right.
Boom.
DS, this bar of something making more sense than Windows does is in hell. Bar is in hell. Bar is in the lowest pits of the freezing cold depths of hell, actively being buried in ice by the wing beats of Satan. It's in hell.
One of the things I really enjoy about the Pokemon series is how you get rivalries, but everybody's really happy for you to do well.
Right. So there's this thing that's,
with the exception of some of the bad guys, but like
right. Yeah.
Gym leader's like, good job, hey.
Yeah. One of the very interesting things is that these are not the gym leaders like strongest teams. That all of these gyms are designed specifically to test you, not against the gym leader at their full power. And we've seen this in like later on in several seasons of the anime and in some games. You have to refight several gym leaders, or you see them refight later with much stronger teams, and they're all equals, but they're sort of facing you with kid gloves so that you can prove that you've learned something, right? That's the goal. It's not to defeat them going all out. It's to prove that you've learned and mastered an idea.
Right.
Amazing. You're very good, aren't you? Might have said it before, but you're really tough. Wasn't it hard for you to raise your Pokemon to be so good? I guess that's a measure of how much you love your Pokemon. In recognition of that, I proudly grant you this.
Badge number 2.
You've received the Forest Badge.
Badgers. We don't need no stinking badgers.
The Hidden Move Cut will be available from your Pokédex. Now that you have 2 gym badges, all Pokemon you received in trades will obey you up to level 30. I've also got something else for you. These are a gift from me. You obtained the stickers that Gardenia uses. Stickers. You obtained TM86. You put the TM86 in your bag's TM's pocket. Each TM86 contains a Grass Knot. It's one of my favorite moves. The heavier the opposing Pokemon, the more damage this move will cause. Okay. Ta-da! Gardenia achieved. So I think that is a good place to wrap up today. But chat, don't let us forget that next time when we begin, we need to run around and invade everyone's home. There are many buildings here that have cool stuff that we need to find and trades to investigate and things like that. We need to go check out the Name Raider and talk about that whole thing. So I think the next one may be exploring Eterna City and going everywhere. Does that seem like a good plan? Because I think this, with our victory...
I like it.
Yeah, plus the Grand Underground. Yes, don't let me forget the Underground. This seems like a very good place for us to wrap up. Oh boy. Okay. I had to change all of my everything when Geoff winked out of existence, because this was an entire stream with absolutely no tech problems whatsoever. It definitely was. There weren't any tech problems whatsoever. Well, I hate ISPs in the US.
For the internet shutdown.
Right, exactly. That's going to do it for us. Thank you so much for joining us. We'll be back on Monday with Games for Breakfast. Please look forward to that. We are talking about, in no particular order, the Valve trio of hardware announcements, the stuff going on with Krafton and voluntary layoffs. We're going to talk a little bit about the announcements from last week. And, oh God, there's one more. I forget what it is, but tune in Monday to figure out what I forgot. That'll be it. If you're hanging out here, please come over to Twitch. Join us. Matt and I are going to play some Night Rain and talk about the upcoming DLC, probably, if we can do that, while I'm running around trying very hard not to die. Until next time.
Thank you for joining us, everybody, and helping me learn, observe, watch an actual Pokemon game that is not Go.
Yeah. I think we're going to get to the really interesting part here soon. We're sort of in like it's not the pregame, but like lower levels are always kind of, did you do the type matchup right? Yes. Okay. You win. Good job. Right. And so we'll get more complicated things here in a little bit. I think all that remains is for Geoff to say bye to the people.
Bye to the people. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you next, or I'll see you next time.
Yeah. We'll see you next time.